What is up, Wholesale to Million family? We're back with another subscriber first wholesale deal interview. Let me shut the door real quick here. So, Deion, how much is your first wholesale deal?
First wholesale deal was for $6,500.
And how long have you been doing this?
I've been active for about 2.5 months. So since January, February, March. Yeah. I've been active for a couple of months. I had a lot of trial and error, but I really started getting active with the wholesaling in January.
Nice, bro. And how old are you now?
22.
What are you currently doing for work now?
Currently I do Uber. So I do Uber.
Okay.
Yes.
Uber and Uber Eats?
Yes, sir, man. I'm always on the grind. But I'm currently doing Uber Eats now, and I am still putting in work for the wholesaling, and I'm trying to close more deals and get more consistent with it.
Nice, bro. Now, how do you discover wholesaling?
So I discovered wholesaling like most people on YouTube University. You and Maxwell were actually the two first people who I seen actually,
Nice.
Yeah. So that's how I kind of got introduced to, wholesaling and real estate overall. And ever since, it definitely intrigued me in a way, just understanding that I definitely wanted to move towards financial freedom. So once I came across wholesaling, I seen it as a good opportunity to capitalize on it, build some capital, and really work towards that goal.
Nice, man. And where are you based out of?
So I'm based out of Connecticut, small state. So that's near like New York and like Boston.
Okay. So now are you wholesaling in your own market, or are you doing these deals virtually?
So if I'm being honest with you, I had my trial and error in my market. It's a very competitive market.
Okay.
Else inventory is really low. But my first wholesale deal was actually virtual. So I've been sticking to what worked for me. I came across the lead on Zillow. So I did a lot of cold calling on Zillow. And yeah, so right now I am currently actively looking for more deals in other markets.
Right, bro. So, okay, so you found this deal that you just closed for $6,500 on Zillow?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so walk us through that, bro.
All right, so I'll walk you through it right now. So, when I started watching you and Max, I think one of the biggest questions that I definitely had was how to get started, with not having a lot of money.
Yep.
A lot of those ways was driving for dollars, going on Craigslist, calling up Fizbos, and doing the same thing on Zillow. And you do a lot of that on Zillow as well. You actually have a lot of videos. So for anyone who wants to get into wholesaling, definitely go check out Khang. He has a lot of videos on Zillow. So that's kind of what I did. The good thing about it was when I came across the lead, it was actually on Zillow for about a day. So I was lucky enough to be one of the first to kind of see, what was going on. I tried to call the phone number that was listed, but it put me in contact with one of the Zillow agents. And she was kind of like the middleman between connecting me and the people who owned this property. Now, the problem was she could not get in contact with the owners. So what I ended up doing was I ended up skip tracing the property address. And then I seen that a church had owned this property. So from there, I looked up the church on Google. I called up the church and I told them, like, hey, listen, I'm interested in this property that you guys have for sale. And they got all my contact information, my name, my phone number. And I want to say a couple of days later, I ended up getting a call back and they connected me with the pastor for the church. So from there, me and the pastor, we started speaking. He was familiar with the property that they had listed on Zillow. And from there, I just started getting a lot of information about the house, and we built a lot of good rapport. So I knew I was in a good position at this point because I knew that everyone else who potentially tried to call this lead that was on Zillow was probably running into the same problem that I had, which was being connected with that agent.
Gotcha, bro. So now my question for you is that the property, is it listed as for sale by owner or is it listed through an agent?
It was listed as a for sale by owner.
Okay,
Yep.
got it.
For sale by owner, but what I think what Zillow they have now is sometimes even when you call a for sale by
Right.
owner,
Yep.
one of those little Zillow agents. That was a
Gotcha.
problem I had ran into.
So, right. Okay. So my next question to you is, I know that you closed this deal virtually. What state is it in?
It's in Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. Where's all the Atlanta in the house? So my question for you, dude, is that how do you determine which states you should go, or did you just start from ABC, dude?
I just knew off the back that Atlanta was definitely a good market. I know it's
Okay.
a competitive market. I try to look at activity in like certain areas, certain zip codes. So I don't know, Atlanta just kind of just popped up in my mind. And when you look at, and what I did too was I actually called up a realtor once I got in contact with this lead. I just seen it. I seen the price. I can't really tell you, if I'm being honest, that like I knew exactly I wanted to go into Atlanta. I had a whole plan behind it. No, I just typed it in. Anyone can do it. I just typed it in. I seen the property, called it up. From there, once I started getting some traction with the actual owner, which was the pastor, that's when I kind of started doing a little bit more research behind it.
Gotcha.
Continue on with the story though. So after getting in contact with the pastor, I knew I potentially had something in my hand. So I wanted to position myself properly with the buyer. Now, mind you, I look for deals in my market, which is Connecticut. So I don't have any buyers in the Atlanta, Georgia market. So I called up a buyer that I know out here in Connecticut. I told him what was going on, and thankfully he knew someone in Atlanta. His name was Deion. I called him. He gave me his contact info. I called Deion, told him about the deal, and I was transparent with him because I didn't have the property in the contract. Now, the reason why I did this was because Atlanta, Georgia market and the Connecticut market are completely two different types of markets. So I knew that if I can be plugged in with a buyer and if I can trust them and if we can be transparent with each other, he can kind of help me out with going to see the property for me, working the numbers with me, because I think one of the biggest problems too as a new wholesaler is sometimes you get a property under contract for the wrong price because you're not as knowledgeable in terms of the repairs or even what houses are selling for the ARV.
Deion, for some reason, dude, I don't know if it's just me, but for some reason your audio is breaking in and out.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Okay, better, I think.
Better?
Yep.
You sure?
Yeah. So now so you haven't got the property under contract and you start talking to the buyer about this deal?
Yes, sir.
So you tell them the address and everything?
Yep. So I was transparent with him about the deal. It was a risk, but I told him like, hey, listen, I'm trying, I need help in the sense of if you can help me out with the numbers, right? Like You're gonna be that buyer in line who I assigned it to. And I did that specifically because this is a buyer, someone who invests in Atlanta. He understands the market and he buys. So, I figured if he can tell me what numbers make sense, it was going to help me out when I went back to the seller to negotiate what price made sense for the both of us.
Understood. But my question now is, how do you found this buyer?
So I have a list of buyers out here in Connecticut.
Okay.
And I knew someone and I gave him a call. Very good friend of mine. And I told him about the deal that I had going on in Atlanta, potentially. Okay. From there, he happened to know someone who was active in the Georgia market. So that's how I got plugged in with a buyer.
I see. So basically, you know someone that knows someone. It's not just some random dude on Craigslist. Okay. I just want to make sure that people watch this, understand the process here of what goes behind the scene. It wasn't Deion going on Craigslist or just pick somebody from Facebook and then just start, obviously taking a chance. But he took a chance on somebody that he knows somebody. So which means you're basically 90-something% known that, this buyer is legit.
Exactly. So
Gotcha.
that was if I could say anything, because sometimes it could you go up against a risk of giving a buyer information when you don't have control over the deal.
Yep.
But like considering that I knew someone who knew this buyer, I had a little bit of more confidence that I could trust them.
Of course. Gotcha. Okay.
So, it was funny though. What makes the situation crazy was when I told the buyer about the deal, right, the property.
Yep.
Sent me a screenshot of, I believe, one of his teams or him reaching out for the same property 6 months prior. So I'm telling the buyer, I'm like, hey, listen, I potentially may have a deal in this area. I sent him the photos, I sent him the address. And then he's like, hey man, like it's crazy because I tried to reach out 6 months ago to the owner to get this property. So it was just crazy how everything kind of came together.
So now when the owner, because it's for sale by owner, so the church lists the property on Zillow for sale by owner?
Yes, sir.
But the church didn't put in their phone number?
Unfortunately not, I guess.
Well, unfortunately, good for you, bro.
I know. And that's what made it perfect because, potentially I could have been going up against a lot of people who were making the same phone call to try to acquire. But I just took a little bit further by skip tracing it, figuring out, hey, a church owns it, calling up a church, and then from there, just moving on and just being
nice. Nice, bro. Dude, this is off topic, but bro, that watch looks sick.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate
dude, it looks nice, bro. It looks nice on you, dude. So, okay, so now, what was the asking price?
So they were asking for $75,000.
Okay, hold on. 75,000. It's a single family home?
Yep, it was a single family home. Actually, I'm sorry. They were asking for 79, not 75, 79.
Okay, so they're asking for 79,000.
Yep.
And then what was the rehab?
Oh man, the rehab was a pretty big one. This one was a complete tear down. I believe the rehab was around like 200,000. Like $200,000 for the rehab.
Wait. Okay, hold on. Okay, so the house, the asking price is 79,000.
Yep.
How big is the house, bro? How many bedroom, bathroom, and square footage?
The house was it had 3 bedrooms. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. And I believe it was listed at around between 16 and 1,800 square feet.
Okay, hold on a second. Single family home, 3-bed, 2-bath.
Yep.
Let's just say you said about 1,600 square feet, roughly.
Yep.
Okay. And you said it needs 200,000 in repair.
I'll tell you why.
Wait, first, let me ask you, what's the ARV on the property?
So the ARV for the single families were going for around I want to say between 285 and 300.
Okay.
310.
Okay. So let's just say ARV is 300,000.
Yep.
All right, bro. You better make the number make sense to me. So why does it cost 200,000 to rehab the property?
So the buyer, his plan was he was going to turn that property into a multi-family. So when he was looking at the comparables, he was looking at the comparables for what single family homes were selling for, and then he was looking at the comparables for what multi-family homes were selling for.
Okay.
So he put a little bit more money into the property, considering that he wanted to add square footage and turn this single family house into a multi because he wanted to add on to his rental portfolio. So
okay. Hold on, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. So he wants to turn this into a multi because the zoning must have been a multi-family zoning.
R5
okay.
zoning.
So my question for you is he going to turn into a duplex, triplex, or fourplex?
That's a good question. I'm not too sure. I want to say it. I want to say triplex to be on the safe side.
Hold on a second, bro. Okay. So triplex, asking price, bro. Dude, you better make the number make sense. 79K. Okay, so now here's my question to you. My question, so the ARV for this single family home, I'm not talking about multifamily. I'm saying if I were to buy it, rehab it as a single family, what's the ARV?
ARV is 300, around 300.
For a single family home.
Single family.
Okay, so ARV is 300,000. So if I were to rehab this house as just a single family home, how much does it cost me?
If you're gonna rehab it for a single family, you most likely wouldn't have put $200,000 into it. You probably would have put like 150. Like
okay,
150.
Bro, here is my personal opinion on my experience. Okay, so I don't know who. So now before I jump into conclusion, the buyer. Okay, now how did you? I know you're doing this virtually. So how do you estimate the repair, or is that what the buyer told you?
Yes, this is what the buyer told me. He estimated the repairs considering for what he wanted to do for the project.
Okay, hold on. So the buyer told you that if he were to keep this as a single family home, it would have cost him about $150,000 to rehab, correct?
Around that, yes.
Okay, and he said that since he wants to turn into a multifamily, it's going to cost him $200,000, correct?
Yes.
So, dude, Deion, I don't know the buyer personally, but I call BS on this buyer. Okay, bro, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, dude. If you were to gut everything, even if you take it all down to foundation, dude, even if you scrape the house, if you build brand new, then I can see it being around the 150 range. But dude, if you're not scraping the house, dude, if you just completely take it down to the stud, gut entire house, dude, at the absolute most, I can't see it be more than 100,000. Honestly, dude, a complete rehab. Dude, I have rehab a house that is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, okay, 2,500 square feet, and I gut it down to the stud. And you talk about everything from insulation, electrical, plumbing to everything. It's like brand new construction when the house is done. I even did an add-on. I made a bunch of mistakes, and my total came out to about 100. And I think my budget was 80,000 on the house for the rehab. I went over budget because I made a bunch of mistakes. I got contractor that didn't know what they're doing. And then they went in there, they did the work, I paid them. I have another contractor in, take their stuff out and refix it. So with all the mistake I made, dude, with that big of a house, I came to about 110.
110, wow.
Okay, so dude, I mean, on a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 600 square feet, 150, just outrageous, bro. Like to me, that's probably more like a 70K rehab, even take it down to the stud. And I'm saying 100,000 because even if you make mistakes, you can't go over 100 G's. Okay. So so I'm telling you this. So when you do deals in the future with your buyers, you got to make sure that you verify the information. You can't just blindly trust them. So typically what you can do is you can actually call some local contractors to go out and give you bids after you lock the property under contract. Just an FYI.
Yeah.
Okay, so now if he turns into a triplex, how much is the ARV on a triplex would go for?
Man, I think for the multi-families, for the 3-family and up, I want to say around like 350 to like 350,000.
Okay. Okay, got you. 350. And how much do you think each unit would rent for?
I'm not sure. I know when he talked about his plan for the project, it was specifically turning it into a multi-family and then doing Airbnbs with short-term rental. Okay,
so he wants to do Airbnb on it. Okay. Yeah, man. All right. So next thing, let's talk about how so the asking price is 79. How much do you lock it up on a contract for?
I ended up locking it up for 60,000.
Okay, you end up locking it for 60K.
Okay.
Next question to you is, did you try to market the deal out to any other buyers, or did you just trust this buyer? Now, what price did he give you that he was going to buy the property for?
60.
Wait, okay. So the buyer told you he would buy for 60,000.
Yep.
Okay. Now the time that he gave you that price, has he gone out and seen the property?
He did. I had a bunch of photos and video footage because I made an ad on Craigslist. So I had someone go to the property for me, get a whole bunch of photos, video footage. So I sent him like pretty much everything that I had. But I know prior, before I even got it locked up, he did go over there.
Okay, hold on a second, bro. Hold on, bro. So you sent people out there to take videos and pictures, okay? Yep. This is before you lock it up on a contract.
Yes, sir.
And then you try to market it on Craigslist to see if there's any interest party, correct?
No. I made an ad on Craigslist to get a boots on ground guy to take the photos.
I see. I got you. Okay. So after you took videos and pictures, you sent it to your buyers, and your buyer came back and told you that he would buy for 60,000.
Yes.
Okay. If he is buying it,
it wasn't that fast, but you know, he did his own due diligence. So I know,
sure.
You know, he saw the photos, the footage,
sure,
some numbers and stuff like that, and then
sure.
He told me.
Okay. So what I want to know from you, bro, is that you did the buyer. What was his final offer to you? 60,000?
No, I told him so the original plan was, I could walk away with 10,000 because I told him how much I wanted to make on the deal. I said, listen, I have the property here. You know, I'm looking to make 10,000. Like that's what I'm aiming for.
Okay.
And the plan was, if he wasn't going to flip it, right? Because if he wasn't going to be the one flipping the property, we could have potentially wholesaled it together, and then just split a JV and just split the profit.
Sure.
And then from there we would split whatever we make. I think around the time when we were talking, he was saying that he was going to potentially wholesale it for, if we got under contract for 60, we can wholesale it for 80 and split the price and like split it. I think as he started doing some research, we got a survey for the property. There was 3 sewer lines in the back of the house. So he said something about having to be very strategic about how he built up, like just get the rehab, because you had to knock it down. But after realizing there was 3 sewer lines back there, he figured that he couldn't knock it down. So I think he was interested. So he scratched out JV in the deal. He was interested. He wanted to buy. And then from there, I just said, hey, listen, I'll take 6,500 to just walk away from everything. Like I'll take my 6,500 up front and just you do whatever you want, with this property. Whatever your plan is, you can do whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that was.
I hear you. Okay, hold on. I want to make things clear up so those of you who's watching will understand, because if you're new to the game, all of this might be a little overload for you. Mm-hmm. So now at this time, bro, did you have the property under contract yet?
No, we were just talking numbers. We had to wait on the, I was still waiting on the sellers to accept the 60,000 that I had offered them.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so the buyer told you that instead of JVing, he wants to buy it for 60K.
Yep.
Okay, so right when you got a number from the buyer, then you call the seller, then you make an offer for 60, correct?
Yes.
And then do you send the contract to the seller?
I sent the like a written offer. I didn't send a contract right away. I sent them a written offer, and waiting for them.
Okay, I got you. And the seller said they're going to review it and then get back to you. And then in the meantime, you're talking with the buyer and you say, hey, if you just give me 6,500, I'll just walk away and I give you the seller contact info and you can deal directly with the seller?
No, not necessarily. So we had to wait. So there was two options. We wholesale it together, right? So as me and the buyer are talking numbers, we are still waiting for the offer to be accepted. Because before we started talking numbers, after showing him the footage and the photos, he said that if he purchases it, he'll purchase it for 60,000. Right?
Understood.
So that's out the way. Now we have two options. I think he wanted to get a survey for this property. So his thing was, I'll buy it, but before I purchase it, I need to make sure I get a survey for it. And he's like, hey, Deion, listen, if I don't buy it, we can wholesale it together because I may know someone who may want to purchase it. Wholesale it, split profits. So, but if we wholesale it, we were gonna have to wait. And and my thing was like, listen, I don't even want to go through the process of waiting and doing all of that.
I hear you.
I'll basically take the 6,500 if you don't, like, if you know what I mean, if you don't buy it. So if he
okay. My question for you is, when you guys talk about you getting the 6,500, have you had the property under contract?
No.
Okay. So basically you just tell him, hey, I'm dealing with the seller right now. So you give me the 6,500 and I'll connect you with the seller.
No. Like, we have to get it locked up. But basically I'll take the 6,500. If he accepts that offer and you decide that you don't want to purchase it and you're just going to go wholesale it, like, instead of you like having to go through the process of waiting for you to find a buyer and connect.
I got you. Got it. I got you, bro. So the buyer said that, hey, I would buy it at 60K, but I got to go through whatever, right? Getting a survey and all that. And you're like, hey, if the seller accepts the 60K, would you just give me 6,500 and I'll just assign the contract, you do whatever with it you want, and I'll just walk away. Is that correct? Is that correct, bro?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, gotcha, bro. Yeah. So I just want to make sure here. Okay, so you guys are just talking numbers, and the buyer said yes. If you can get it locked up on a contract for 60K, I will pay you 6,500, and I'll take over the contract and do whatever with it I want. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. So now you got that ready. So basically you got the property under contract for 60 and you assign it over to the buyer for 66.5.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so you got the property locked up on a contract. Now, how do you find the title company? Is it from the buyer as well?
Yeah, so he already had like a title company, well, a closing attorney out there in place. So he pretty much handled the entire dispo side of the deal.
Okay, so now my next question is, how much earnest money did you put down with the seller?
I didn't put down anything. He put the money up. So the buyer put the money up for the earnest money, and then he paid.
I got you. Now, how much was the earnest money?
Just 500.
Okay. So, dude, just an FYI, in the future, okay, bro? So a lot of time what it is, okay, so what was the earnest money that you put in the contract with the seller? $500?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for those of you who's watching this, unless the seller asks, you can put whatever amount you want in there. It could be $1, it could be $10, it could be whatever it is that you want. I typically put in my contract now $250. Okay. So you want to go ahead and you do your part. Okay. So you want to go ahead and you put the earnest money down. And then when you assign the contract with the buyer, you want them to have a lot of skin in the game. So my whole point here is you want to have your buyer have a lot of skin in the game. So if I put down $500 with the seller, obviously you want to make sure that you cover your butt. So you got to get at least $1,000. So if I do it, man, my buyer, the lowest I get for a deposit from a buyer is 5 G's. Because I want them to make sure that they are locked in, like they have skin in the game. Because, dude, anybody can walk away with $500, dude. Like, if you are in the game of fix and flip, $500 is nothing. $5,000 is nothing, dude. Like, these guys got money, right? When you fix and flip, dude, $5,000 is nothing. And if the buyer is shy from putting that 5 G's, to me, they are not a solid buyers. Okay. Because, to flip a house, you're putting down $5,000 and you're going to put a rehab of 100,000 into the property. 5,000 is nothing. If there's serious buyer, it shouldn't be an issue. So $500, dude, anybody can walk away with that. All right. So for those of you who's watching, make sure your buyer have skin in the game. So when they walk away, you make sure that you're getting paid for your time. Okay. And then you can take, let's just say they put down 1,000. Now you can tell the seller, hey, you know what? I need an extension because, there's something, our partners, one of them went through some family issue, whatever it is. They're not comfortable moving forward. We need some more time. I got another buyer that would love to jump on a deal. So here's what I'm going to do for you. The $500 that we have in escrow, I'm just going to release that to you, right? You can keep that. That is on top of whatever that we agreed to pay for the property. That $500, just if you can give us another 10 days, 20 days, 30 days. So basically now you're using the buyer's deposit because they put down 1,000, you're using their money to buy more time for you and you get paid $500. Mm-hmm. Okay. Just an FYI, in the future, man. But anyways, I mean, that's pretty much it for this deal. Now, I know you say you're working on another one. How do you get that one? Zillow as well?
So same thing with Zillow. I've been cold calling just on Zillow. So what I'll do is I'll just go on Zillow, for sale by owner, single family, multi-family for the house type. And then I'll select sometimes I'll go for the price for like the filters and do low to high, or what I've been noticing, considering the market that we're in, since everything is just going fast, is I just use ones. And then if you go to the map, this is for anyone like who's just starting out, the easiest way. If you go to the map, you can draw out the boundary. And I just put it like everywhere. I just put it. I've been really aggressive with it. I think my mentality is just, look, if I can comp it out and get it at the right price and get it locked up, someone will buy it.
Sure. So people understand, dude, on Zillow, obviously we understand that there's a lot of eyeballs, everybody on Zillow, but how many calls do you make per day?
I can't
average. 30, 40, 50?
More than that. I'm probably
100?
I'll probably make like about 100 calls a day, honestly, on Zillow.
Okay.
Because I'm not even, and I'm talking about 100, like I'll put it like this. I'm having like at least, lately I've been having between 75 to 100 conversations. I'm probably making more phone calls, but I don't count the ones that are not answering or picking up. So I try to have between 75 to 100 conversations with sellers on Zillow. Because like you said, there's a lot of eyeballs. So
right.
Those are already locked up. They've only been on Zillow for a day.
Right. So now my question is, how long did it take you? How many calls did you have to make until you got this deal on Zillow?
On Zillow,
did you call for 2 weeks? Did you call for 3 weeks? Did you call for a month?
It was like for Zillow specifically, I was calling about, I want to say about like 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Yeah, every single day.
Yep. Not every like for my first one, it wasn't every single day. After the first one, I've been calling every single day.
Right, because now you're like, hey, dude, I got some fuel. Right now, you're like, hey, I got some fuel. It's time to go, baby.
So being completely transparent, like for the first deal that I got closed, that closed through Zillow, it took about 3 weeks, and there was some inconsistency with the calling. But that was the duration of time up into that first deal. But after that one, I've been calling and aiming to have between 75 to 100 conversations with sellers. Okay.
So, Deion, I have another question for you. Now that we got the deal done out of the way, how are you doing with Uber, man? How much are you making a month on that? And dude, I respect that, dude. Like when Uber came out, right? Dude, every single time I go in on Uber, and I always say this. I told the wife, if Uber where back when I was working at my job making $8.50 an hour, I said, dude, I would have got off my job, then I go Uber, I'll Uber eat, I'll Lyft, I'll do it all. Because dude, it's like you set your own schedule. It's like, dude, that's exactly what I told the wife. I said, dude, there's so much opportunities, but so many people are still complaining because they're lazy and saying, I got no money. All you need, you got a decent car and you dude, I said I would have got off work. I would have turned on my Uber and picked somebody on my way home from work.
I'll be honest with you. So before I even started doing the Uber Eats, I worked like a bunch of warehouse jobs, a bunch of them. And I used to ride a bike to work, back 6 days a week, 12 hours, and like literally. I got my car about a year ago, and then around that time, this is basically when COVID was like really picking up and happening. So a lot of people were doing. I started doing Instacart first. Are you familiar?
Yeah.
So I started doing Instacart first, and my goal was $200 a day. $200 a day. So however long it takes is what it takes. So I still do that now. I'll aim, if I go out and I do Uber Eats, I'm aiming for $200 a day. 5 days, that's $1,000. I mean, not including taxes. I mean, put it aside. But look, I like you said, I really love the job because you can set your own schedule.
Yep.
When I want to go on break, I can go on break. But I like the idea of knowing that I'm in control of how much money I can make.
Yep.
That's what I've been doing. But I aim for $200 a day doing that.
Got you, bro. Got you. Now listen, those of you who say that you don't have money just because you're lazy, if you're willing to hustle, there's plenty of ways to make a little extra money. I'm not talking about you make 10, 20, 30 G's a month, but I'm saying when you complain about how broke or you don't have any money, $100, $200, $500, it's because you're lazy. You're not willing to go and hustle. You're not willing to do whatever it takes. So you rather sit around and complain. Uber Eats, what's the other one that Instacart?
DoorDash.
Yeah, DoorDash, dude. Like all of those, you can make $50, $100 a day.
I think some of these apps too, I believe, I'm not sure if it's Uber Eats or DoorDash, but you can actually use a bike. So even if you don't have a car, you can use a bike, DoorDash.
Dude, now, dude, so how much do you make a month on Uber?
On Uber? Roughly, I'll say about about $500 a month.
$5,500?
3,500. It fluctuates. You know what I'm saying? It fluctuates. I mean, I remember in the month of February, I had to come up with like $4,900 just and stuff. I forgot what the hell was going on, but it was a crazy month, and I had to bust my. I would do Uber Eats. After doing Uber Eats, I'll put on DoorDash and dash to like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm talking from 8, from around, because every city is different.
Yep.
Around here, things really start to pick up around like 4:30 when it's really, really busy. But you can do this stuff like all day. So I'll do Instacart between 8 and I'll stop at like 5 because for some reason Instacart is really busy in the morning time. I don't know, people just like getting it early. And then after doing Instacart, I'll jump on Uber Eats and do that from like 5 to 12 if I have to. You know what I'm saying? But between both, we can make really good. I made $300 a day before, and they're almost 400. It fluctuates. It's all on you. It's all on you.
Right. Okay, dude. Man, I remember sitting in an Uber car, and I said that if I don't know anything else to do, let's just say I don't know about wholesaling. Let's just say I don't know anything else to do, but I know about YouTube. Dude, this is what I would have done, dude. I would have because to Uber, you have to have a decent car, right, bro?
Yeah, it has to for Uber, you have to have the vehicle has to at least be 2009. The year has to be at least 2009.
2009?
To do Uber. So like
drive. Yep. So 2009.
Uber Eats doesn't matter though. You can have any car for Uber Eats.
Bro, dude, I would have freaked, dude. Man, to me, man, like I see that I can work and ching, 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 dude. Dude, I see all the dollar signs, right? Dude, I'll do Uber for 8 hours. and I'll freaking swing Lyft for another 8. I'll do Uber Eats. Dude, I'll do it all, bro, because, dude, I just see the money rolling in. And this is what I do, dude. I'll put on a dash cam and I will record. And my clients comes in and I say, hey, you guys mind if I just record this? I have a YouTube channel. And, dude, I just take the content and every single time when there's something crazy, dude, pop it on YouTube, go viral, dude. Now I'm making YouTube ad money. Come on, man. Shit. Hey, man,
opportunity is definitely...
Help, dude. I see, like, I don't know why people in Uber don't do this because, dude, I see, because I don't know if you guys watch, but there's a guy that actually, you go into his Uber, right? And then he start rapping.
Yeah.
Freaking, like, he got a lot, I say, dude, all these is opportunities, right? Your time of driving, and there are people that don't care that you record them. Right? So you just need to get them, hey, are you okay with me recording it? And they go in there, dude. Like, if you get people like me, I don't care, dude. Right? And then, dude, it's like, take that, dude, pop it on. Hopefully you'll go viral. Now you get a YouTube ad. YouTube ad money, bro. You right?
Yeah, that's a good idea, man.
But anyways, bro, we're gonna wrap this up, dude. How can people connect with you, dude? It's been way too long.
You guys can connect with me on Instagram. So you can follow me. That's going to be so the letter IM universal _. I'm about to start dropping some content, doing some day in the life vlogs. So I can start getting this money on the YouTube.
Gotta get that money, dude.
You know what I'm saying? But really just putting out more content and bringing people in my journey. Because right now I feel like I'm definitely in the beginning phase. So you can connect with me on Instagram. You can add me on Facebook at Deion Boateng. So like you can spell it just like Deion Sanders. So that's Deion. And then my last name is Boateng.
Awesome. Now, for those of you who's watching, this has been going on way too long. So I'm going to wrap this up. For those of you who's watching, the world that we're living in now is going to be virtual. It's going to be digital. If you are serious about being an entrepreneurship, I highly recommend that every single one that's watching needs to have social media. Like, listen, with social media, you either use it or it use you. So you either a consumer or you are a creator. A consumer don't make the money. The creator is the one that's getting the money. Okay? So now, what you want to do is you want to document your journey, whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's day trading, drop shipping, Forex, BitX, Bitcoin, crypto, real estate, wholesaling, whatever it is you're doing, right? Because you're basically learning the skill. So what you want is you want to document your journey, master a skill, because once you master a skill, guess what you can do? You can sell the skills. So once you document your journey, once you build up a following, I'm telling you, like it opened up so much more doors and opportunities for you. But a lot of you, what you're doing is you don't have a skill set to sales. Once you have mastered, let's just say wholesaling, right? Because that's what you guys are here for. Once you have mastered wholesaling, guess what you can do? You right? Once you have built up a solid brand for yourself, I'm not talking about 10,000 followers. I'm not talking about 20,000 followers. And then you start monetizing like crazy. I'm talking about building a solid brand, 100,000 followers, millions followers. Build up a solid brand. Then at that time, I'm telling you, it opened up so much door for you. Brand sponsorship, affiliate, coaching, courses. Basically you can charge people for a consulting call, right? Like there's all kinds of stuff, but you need to master a skill first. So throughout the whole entire process, until you master wholesaling, you just documented your whole entire journey. And to win the personal brand game, to win it, is whoever can give the most value. And if you can mix education with entertainment, you're gonna win. That's all I got. So anyways, I want to make sure that I will leave, Deion, I'll leave your tag right in the description for those of you who wants to follow Deion. But thank you so much, you guys, for watching. Until next time, take care and ciao. Thanks a lot, bro, for jumping on.
Thank you.